Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, shoot. I left my water. Well, this is a big U update and recap. Not much going on with Big U other than he know he gonna do all day. He not getting out. He got 75 snitches. I don't know if all of them from the rolling 60s, but most of them are. And it's probably people he helped, people he messed over. He done. He done. And it's sad. It really is sad that the end of your day is gonna be locked up. That is really sad. The end of your days you're gonna be locked up. And then so he got 75 snitches that's gonna testify against him. And Brick Baby took a plea for the gun charges, which is actually a separate case because he's not really on the Big U case. And let me see, was he sentenced? I don't think he was sentenced, but he took the plea deal. Let me see, was he sentenced? Hold on while I check this. I don't know how the hell that happened. Well, this show didn't take me where I wanted. Damn, I should never have touched that. Let me just get out of there. Okay, here we go on Bricc.
Count two. And if you brothers been following this case, count two is the 9 millimeter that he got caught with. It's a Ruger 38 Cavalier.
This Eddie boy.
It's a 9 millimeter. It's an AK 26 round. And 60 rounds. 30 rounds of ammunition. 36 rounds of ammunition. A 45 caliber and X cartridge. So that's count two. At this point, Brick Baby doesn't have anything that somebody say he's bad or anything like that. I don't know what happened behind closed doors. I know that he did sit down with people initially a long time ago because he's the one that came out and said that Big U was up under dealing with that high one and dealing with the financial crimes nature like that. You know, when you deal with this federal government, everything becomes tricky. You can go to penitentiary and they can bring you back and you can testify on somebody. I'm not saying he is and I'm not saying he's not, but in one of the options that may be placed on the board or another option, he just basically said, okay, man, I'm tired of being here. I'm gonna go do my time and I'm gonna keep it moving. We know for a fact that Bricc been to jail before. He been caught with pistols before. He's an ex-felon. He gonna have all types to that against and what he's facing. Bricc baby has count brothers and fathers. Count two is an iron litter that he got. It's a Ruger.
So let me see what's he sentenced. I don't think he was sentenced yet. Oh, they saying he could be home soon. Oh, this is photo while he locked up. Why do we always take pictures like that? So it don't look like he was sentenced yet. So that's about the biggest things going on right now as far as that's concerned. So we just gonna do the recap part. I love Sean G podcast. What's up?
So I'm in this hotel vestibule by the elevator because the good light is right here. I'm down here in Tampa, Florida, and covering the big.
I like him.
All of these conversations and all of these things that he's saying on this phone, straight, talking about committing murders, talking about committing 22. It's listed as fourth grand jury RICO indictment. So, Big U has been, his phone has been tapped since 2022.
22. Yeah. Yep.
November, the first phone tap, first intercept, happens according to the indictment on November the 3rd.
Excuse me.
It's listed as over
Me.
8. This is where it first at page 26 of 75. This is a 75-page indictment. November the 3rd, 2022, overt act number 98, on an intercepted call discussing victim 1, which is the dude they were extorting. That had been
Deal.
quote-unquote wasted our name, and they needed to fix that MFO up and get our money. So, Big U is caught on wiretaps from November the 3rd, 2022, up until the day he surrenders, which is in March of 2025. November 2023, November 2024. He's on wiretaps for 27 months straight, talking about committing murders, talking about committing violence, talking about extortion, talking about smuggling cell phones into prison, talking about that he'll do just further solidify the RICO case against him. All of these conversations and all of these things that he's saying on this phone that's being wiretapped, and they not only wiretapped his phone, but they wiretapped his lady's phone. I think her name is S.E., I don't know her name, and they've even wiped his father's phone because in the indictment, in the paperwork, it says that they intercept calls between S.H., which is Big U's lady, and Big U's father. This is around the time the Rashad Williams thing went down, and the Nevada detectives were coming out to question him. They came to his house in Los Angeles, and his lady S.H. told detectives that he wasn't there, and then she immediately went on the phone after they left Big U and told detectives came by here to see you to question you about Rashad Williams, and Big U is heard asking her how many cops were there, and so they got him on wiretaps, man. This is gonna be a rough case for Big U to get around.
Facts.
Let's get into some of the facts. So, the first time that we hear Big U on the wiretaps, as I just told you, if I got my notes right here, is November 3rd, 2022. Then again, on November 7th, 4th, page 3570, right? Let's go to page 35 of 75. November 127, on end of the call page, stated that the Big U had not fully paid the extortion victim for work on Big U's vehicle. Defendant Big U directed defendant to call the extortion victim right now and stated he would go out there and kill that nigga. Defendant Martin then connected Big U.
Wow. He ain't coming home. He ain't coming home.
So here he is threatening a victim with murder on the phone, caught. The next overt act is number 148, November 14th, 2022. On an intercepted call, Big U described to a former NFL player that Big U would beat the shit out of the producer who owned the studio in Las Vegas because he started shit between Big U and Wack 100. This is overt act number 148. Overt act number 149, November 22nd, 2022, 8 days later. The first intercepted call happens on November the 3rd. The second intercepted call happens on November the 7th. The third intercepted call is November the 14th. The fourth intercepted call is November the 22nd. So it looks like they filed for the Title III wiretaps in November of 2022. On November 22nd, 2022, on an intercepted call, Big U told an incarcerated individual that anyone coming at him better come correct because Big U always has two blowers on him, meaning two pistols, two firearms. This is on page 36 of 75. So here he is on my taps saying that he's carrying guns. He's a convicted gunner. The next one November 7th, November 14th, there was another intercepted call on November 11th, 2022, involving Bricc Baby committing a robbery and Big U wanting a piece of what Bricc Baby took.
Wow, Bricc Baby might be testifying.
And this is kind of interesting. This was page 19 of 75. Let's go there. Overt Act number 43. Page 19 of 75. On November the 11th, on an intercepted call, Big U and Big U Enterprise member and self-proclaimed Rolling 60s member Zahir Mitchell, aka Bricc Baby, coordinated how Bricc Baby would give Big U the proceeds from the robbery that Bricc Baby had committed.
Wow.
So that's something else. I don't want to speculate, but he have wiretaps where Bricc Baby's name is being discussed. This is on page 19 of 75. Okay. Now let's continue on some more. Wiretaps on page 15 of 75, over number 23. This happens on December 31st on New Year's Eve. The feds don't Nipsey East.
They sure don't.
They on you. On New Year's Eve 2022, on an intercepted call, Big U claimed his motivation for committing murders on behalf of the Big U Enterprise, stating, "What you guys see on the internet, y'all keep hearing people have nothing to talk about, but sell. Let me explain something to you. If I would have had a problem with any man, creed, king, or kind, the issue would have been resolved, and he wouldn't be here, or I wouldn't be here. It ain't no kid, nothing. And it damn near nobody who been in this motherfucker longer than me can stand against me, and me be who I am. If I had a problem with any man, and this wouldn't be so funny to me, I'm still who they say I am."
Damn.
That's Big U. This is page 16 of 75. Then there's another one.
Well, he might as well get comfortable up in there.
23. I think I read that one already, didn't I? On the 20. Hold on. No. So, no, that's.
He might as well. He done.
So, this is Big U on the phone. Discussing all of these things, man. And it doesn't get no better. He discusses Nipsey Hussle. November 22nd, 2022, over number 150. This is November 22nd, 2022. Big U told an incarcerated individual that Big U was going to charge someone federal $6,000 to have a phone following day, November 23rd, 2022. Over Act number 151 on an intercepted. Big U said that he can pay 3 people $50 each to beat someone up.
$50 just to beat somebody?
November 23rd, the same day. On an intercepted. Paying people refuse to buy a disc over 153 that they need to hang OG Cuz. Cuz. Whatever that means. On November, Enterprise associated that OG Crip Cuz needed to be disciplined thoroughly for a violation of cripping.
Damn.
Overt Animal 55. On an intercepted call, defendant Henley said that when defendant Henley catches Whack 100, overt act number 156.
Damn, he was gonna break Whack, baby. I mean, Whack
December 31st,
jaw.
22, New Year's Eve, on an intercepted call, Big U was the deceased rapper Nipsey Hussle. That Big U disciplined Nipsey Hussle, and that defendant Big U was bigger than any other rolling 60.
That's a lie.
So this is Big U discussing Nipsey Hussle.
That's why they reopened Nipsey Hussle.
157 on December 31st, 2022, on an intercepted call. Big U said that if anyone has an issue with defendant Big U, they will no longer be alive.
Damn, he done.
The very next day, overt act number 158, page 37 of 75, on January 1st, 2023, on an intercepted call. Defendant Big U said that he beefed Nipsey Hussle because if anyone beefs with Big U, I'm gonna kill him. I am going to murder him. It's Big U on the phone. And Nipsey Hussle.
I don't know how he getting out of this. He ain't.
On the phone.
Damn.
On January 2nd, the very next day, page 37 of 35, overt act number 159 on an intercepted call, Big U told the Big U associate DS that to manipulate the press for DS's lawsuit against law enforcement, DS should show both positive and negative parts of his life, wear glasses, and say that he was working with developing options even though he was not. Overt act number 160. January 2nd, 2023. On an intercepted call, Big U told Big U Enterprise associate DS that defendant Big U needed to at least break the producer's jaw. Overt act number 161. January 2023. On an intercepted described targeted individual tooling up firearms to travel to a Crips neighborhood because we are the most arrogant, bougie, self-righteous motherfuckers on planet Earth. Overt act number 162, January 3rd, 2023, on an intercepted call. Big U told an incarcerated individual that defendant Big U was going to purchase 6 miniature phones to send to the incarcerated individual so that he can sell them in prison for $1,000 each. Overt act number 163. January 5th, 2023, on an intercepted call, Big U said that another individual was done for being a rat. Page 37 of 35.
And he was a rat.
164.
And he was a rat.
2023, on an intercepted call, Big U said he wanted to beat the shit out of Whack 100. This is page 30 of 75.
It's twice he threatened Whack.
Overt act number 165. On January 17, 2023, on an intercepted call, Big U within Street Crip. So motherfuckers every day things back. Overt act number 166, January 17, on an intercepted call. Big U stated that he was the hunter of the 60s and that he had obtained paperwork on individuals that should no longer be associated with the gang anymore. Overt act
Damn.
February 13, 2023. On an intercepted call, Big U told the co-conspirator that Big U was going to break the jaw business manager of a former NBA MVP. Over at number 168, February 14th, 3 on intercepted call. Defendant Bricc smacking again. Over at number 169, April 1st, 2023, on an intercepted call, Big U asked someone to grab Big U's blower, which he left on the ground in a blue sweatshirt in front of a tire. Talking about his gun. Over at number 170, April 23rd, 2023, on an intercepted call, Big U discussed in politics with a co-conspirator. I'm retired, nigga. I'm retired, nigga? This isn't a question. I'm retired, nigga? Activist? I'll pull up on the block right now, nigga, and show up and show out, nigga. That's what happened to the last niggas that thought I was retired. This is page 38 of 175.
Wow. You should have been retired. He should have been retired as his ass.
Here he is.
Damn.
Excuse me. Over Act number 171 on December 9th, 2022. There was an altercation with a former NFL player at a restaurant in Los Angeles. Over Act number 172, December 23rd, 2022. You instructed the victim and tell them to pay owners. So he was calling up this dude that got into an altercation with an NFL player at a restaurant in LA. He calls the dude's family and tells them, come bring him down, make sure he picks the wrong person. On January 2nd, 22, over Act number 173, on a multi-way telephone call, Big U said, the young nigga going to say he stole his watch out of the bathroom, and the former NFL player came to get his watch back and turned into something else. He's going to apologize for stealing the former NFL player's watch. You know what I'm saying? He thought it was somebody. He thought it was his watch. The former NFL player came back to get his watch and it turned into a scuffle. They were only trying to prevent a crime. Case dismissed. Over Act number 174 on January 7, 2023, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley called the victim's relative and told him that the victim needed to take the blame for the incident to avoid criminal charges for the former NFL player. Over Act number 175. In person. Over at 176 on January 9, 2023, while on an intercepted call, the victim's relative, on an intercepted call with the victim's relative, Big U told him, get the criminal case off of them.
Damn. Well, we ain't got but 2 more minutes, so I'm gonna let it ride.
Over at number 177, in March of 2025, Big U learned of law enforcement operation to arrest him. On March 19, 2025. On March 19, 2025, at approximately 12:30 in the morning, Big U's 2 phones stopped reporting location data indicating that they were turned off or placed in airplane mode. Over at number 179, in the early mornings of March 19, 2025, Big U and SH left there to evade law enforcement apprehension. March 19, 25. Essex left her phone power on and location data from her and defendant in his home. Overt Act number 181. On March 19, 2025, before fleeing their home, Big U left a subpoena related to this investigation, which had been recently served on developing options on a table near a hat for the Seattle Mariners, a professional sports team adopted by Rolling 60s members and symbol of the game. Overt Act number 182. On March 19, 2025, an attempt to Big to blaming his co-defendants and opponents for charges filed against him in a federal criminal complaint. Overt Act number 183 on March 19, 2025, an attempt to intimidate and dissuade anyone from operating with law enforcement or otherwise reporting information about Big U posted to the Crenshaw Cougars Instagram account, naming his co-defendants and known opponents, instructing the public not to associate with them, and claiming that if they did, they were not black. Overt Act number 184. On March 19, 2025, Big U surrendered to the United States Marshal Service without his phones that previously stopped recording location data. Those are the wiretaps and Rico kiss.
Oh, I love how he break down his cases. I do. No, it ain't good. Then his sister came out against him.
The only thing it means is that you got an opportunity to show your face on a $4 million paperwork, right? And to the homies, but he. Now let me. I got it there, boy. Whack, shut up, Whack. Nobody came to see you, Otis. Look, a nigga switch up, and you see, I don't think Big U was prepared for that. You see what I'm saying? And guess what he did? He to a major platform and have you tell all the Big U's. But once Big U crossed him over, he ran a Whack 100, and look how Whack. Like, you can be bought. You know what I'm saying?
You come out? No, never. No, never. No. So he did that to that little boy? I don't know. That's what that is. It's believable. It's believable. What about Nipsey? So what happened on that? Okay. What happened with that is, I went on Facebook and did a video because he was bullying my daughter and he was bullying me. Telling me to pull up, telling my daughter to pull up. So I go on Facebook and I make a video like, this is exactly the same thing he was doing with Nipsey.
Man, it is over. It is over. Look, bruh. Some men might be so proud to the point where nigga, y'all just gonna have to convict me. Look, I'm gonna lay down and do all this time. That right, they're gonna use that in court. I don't care. Look, they're gonna use that in court, bro. I promise y'all, they're gonna use that in court. Don't let nobody fool y'all. None of that. When I say they ready to court again, he got his own flesh and blood. You see what I'm saying? Saying that he was bullying her and bullying her daughter like he was bullying Nipsey. You see what I'm saying? Come on. This is all bad. And whoever that's going to pull up that multi-million-dollar lawyer for him, you might as well add $11 million to it because it doesn't take a rocket science to understand. You cannot have somebody on the internet that's your own flesh and blood saying stuff like that. They're going to, everything is based off of character and you know, facts. Character and facts. You would think that would be common sense. They got the proof on them.
Neither boy.
They already put.
Yeah. I like Needham Boy.
I mean, you know, it's a gangster city. All day. Ain't none of that. Then you can't come to the city and fight.
justice for Nip. I bet you he's a source. He
This
broke a lot of
Tox
the
is
news
media.
out there. I'm gonna pin his channel in the comments. No time it is. LA, the mecca of gangbanging. If you were ever in the gangs, from the celebrities to the suburbs.
You real. I don't fuck with you cause you disrespecting me. You disrespect my hood by telling me take off my flag, asking how.
T-Rex, he's a battle rapper that got jumped in at 40 years old.
Like, let me know when try to make that joke about the whole. Remember the selfie he took with the whole Rex was in a car crash or something. That ain't no car crash. That's from after coming out the backyard. Dead homies, like, they ain't playing with nobody. This battle rap with no gang.
Just
Like,
to be able to say this. Rex, you look too nervous saying that. It's not as confident as you saying Dot Mob, but essentially, that's what Sue Surf did. See, ever since a youngin', Sue Surf always wanted to be a gangbanger from California. He had Boys in the Hood on repeat. When he first landed in LA, he was like a kid at Disneyland, like a kid in the candy store. Pause. Should I put it in subtitles or something? I said when this knee landed,
I don't like this video. That wasn't the one I wanted to play anyway. Oh, this is a classic right here.
Contact
Oh man, I'm getting tired. Oh, that, that's not good. The sound is not good. I'll let that one go.
Hood Talk News, we on fire.
Yo. Then what he said. They gonna pick
This
up
Hood
on it,
Talk
'cause
News.
he from the area. Dude is breaking it down. Come on, man.
What?
You have knowledge on it.
I'm acknowledging the shit. Why wouldn't I believe the shit?
Really?
See how real the shit was? Look, you can read a
Think he was
motherfucker
out here not paying?
Bro, you can read a nigga body language.
Did you hear what did? I got money. In 2025, you can't give me say that. Not right now, not today, not in April. I guarantee you can't get some.
Didn't tell how you carrying it. You heard? I can look in your eyes and see what type of time you want. Like, bro,
I noticed Meeks was on you, but he's talking to Dean.
the worst thing he could have did, he should just stay silent on my tip, right?
Yeah, he should have.
He taking this shit to the movie.
He should have.
He making
but
the phone ring even more. That's what I'm saying. Like,
He don't want to respond
that's why
to
he.
Dean. Dean know too much. Dean who he was leaning. But he do a lot for the phone to ring. What? You know.
Dean was being kind of positive in the interview, though. You had to kind of like read between the lines to figure out what he was saying about.
Dean is being positive. Let them know.
Yeah, I just.
I have another interview.
You were out there. You were saying.
I just don't give a fuck. You understand? They don't pay the bills, bro.
Yeah, of course. She don't pay the bills. Oh, she don't pay the bills. Yeah, I better pay the bills now. This got nothing to do with Houston. Get away from these guys.
Oh, here we go.
But there was a lot of big politics getting into with certain people.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of big politics getting into with certain people. You know, Hustle had DJ Khaled in the hood.
hustle frontline that, and you know, we feel like certain people didn't like that.
This man about the DJ Khaled video has to be Big U. What Black Sam did, he talked about certain things without talking about certain people. Violence ain't gonna follow you wherever it is. Right. You know what I mean? It's gonna follow you wherever it's gonna follow you. And if it's meant for you to happen, it's gonna hit you. Period.
Officers arrested more than a dozen members tied to gang as a 60s and Bricc leader was on the run. Within the last 20 minutes, the FBI announcing that man, Eugene Henley Jr., aka Big U, is now in custody.
You was going to go crazy, and next week, as in Bricc Holder is appeal.
What makes you think that the appeal's gonna work?
No, it's coming out.
A couple years into a very, very long sentence.
No, you got to get out of jail free card.
What's that?
Free baby?
No, not Book. Big Useless.
Blacc Sam just dropped some major bombshells in his latest interview, and it's got people questioning everything we thought we knew about Nipsey Hussle's passing. So Blacc Sam hinted that former Rolling 60s Crip gang leader Big U, who was recently arrested and hit with a RICO indictment, might be more involved in what happened to Nipsey than people think. Meanwhile, rumors are going around that Eric Holder, who took Nipsey's life, getting ready to snitch on you to help his own set up against Nipsey. And could Eric Holder really expose Big U's alleged involvement? Let's break this down, y'all.
A statement about to come out probably like 2 days.
Statement from who?
Eric.
How do you know that in advance? So you're saying by the time this is out,
Hold on, wait.
Listen.
so you're saying we should race this one out?
Wait.
No, I'm just
Hold
saying.
on, I swear to God, I haven't had this conversation with him.
South LA gang figure and former music executive Big U was recently arrested in his federal case. Prosecuted, he was indicted as a community leader, racketeering, extortion, and fraud. He pleaded not guilty on April 8th, and if convicted, he could face life in prison. His trial is set to begin on May 20th.
Music executive and alleged LA gang leader Eugene Henley Jr.
We
is
know
heading
all
to
that.
trial.
Who reportedly argued over a rumor that Holder had snitched in another case, and that's what allegedly sparked everything. Fast forward to July 6, 2022, and the jury came back with a guilty verdict. Then on February 22nd, 2023, Holder was officially sentenced to 60 years behind bars.
Oh, that phone just died. Damn. We just went through them wiretaps. I'm not playing that. We can delete that.
I've been trying to grip that too. Like I said, man, if he did that to that person, when we got whack 100s and 600s on the internet, nigga calling you busters, snitches, and 600 really pulling up over there. He go over there to the 60 and do his little footage. Nigga and put cigar. I'm like, nigga, this the nigga that shit, nigga. If you feeling respected about anything, nigga, yeah. Cause this song from Bricc Way, nigga. This nigga whole goddamn channel was about you, nigga. Why you ain't drug blood out into the motherfucking desert and kill blood? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me? Like you feel me? If anybody deserved it from Big U, not saying that I want 600 or whack to die, but if anybody deserved it from him, them should be have been his men.
You know,
Whack and 600.
No.
This CD Nash. CD Nash.
Snoopy, bro, what are you doing,
Snoop just be.
The people on the internet, not just no jumper, they sit up and testify on the internet all day.
They do.
Everything that we say can be used against us in the court of law. They tell us that. And I just think it happened after I said that. It just proved my point. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool to be from your hood, to sit on a podcast and politic about certain things, but certain things, it's just like for instance, Luke's. murders that I was involved with, giving little hints or whatever. You don't think, like, bro, you got 4 million or something subscribers, bro. Nigga, this is the biggest thing. This is basically close to saying something, putting yourself on CNN.
But really,
Right.
if you were
Facts.
We have to advance it. We have to be careful because the people is watching. You know what I'm saying? And I think that needed to happen so we can wake up and tighten up our shit.
I mean, people.
Yeah, yes. There's more. There is
More of a divide than one dude from a hood announcing to the world and basically narrating it for weeks or months before it happens that another member, arguably like the leader of the same hood, was going to get indicted, and then a member of the same gang doing a whole rollout for indictment to the point where they probably pushed the indictment up and rushed it because it was so public.
And I will say this though, bro, like 600 and Whack need to be careful, bro. Like they need to be careful, bro, because you know niggas can say about Big U, my nigga. It's a big number of niggas shooters that love. Shout out Tiny Boss. I never met Tiny Boss. Heard about it, and I think niggas gonna run motherfucker playing with Big U name, bro. You know what I'm saying, nigga? Like I'm not saying he's just a hot boogeyman, and he's gonna have somebody do anything. But he do have enough love to get a head knocked on the pavement, though, bro. If niggas wanna go over there and play with it, why you think Bricc Baby won't go all the way against Big U? He ain't stupid. 600 don't care about the gang shit no more, bro. And Whack a Paw Rule, nigga, and that's what Paw Rules do, nigga. We smash the Crips we don't like out. So, nigga, Whack just doing what he do.
but he's using.
Here's what I believe that Snoopy is trying to do. One, look cool.
He doing too much. He doing too much.
Happy birthday, Shahonda. Man, I just want to thank you for pushing out NBA Youngboy. I've been waiting for this. Happy birthday, Shahonda. Man, I just want to thank you for pushing out NBA Youngboy. You saved us. Saved us from genuinely having to listen to all these other rappers instead of well, I've been waiting for this.
Man, that was old. I still had that up. Man, how come it ain't coming up? This City Nash again. He from Sacramento.
So, before we get started, already did the...
Oh, this shit just spinning shit on tab. I'm going to let that one go.
To say I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, my heart really does go out
This
to
is the
both of you.
family of Rayshawn Williams.
You know, your family's going through a really tough time right now. I know this news that broke out that said that Big E was, kind of involved in your summer. I mean, do you believe he's...
I know for a fact he's responsible. There's no doubt in my mind. Mother's instance, I know he's responsible.
Why do you think that he did it? I mean, that's like the big question.
Because you don't like the word no.
Okay.
You don't want nobody to tell you no. Everything's supposed to go your way or no way. So I feel like my baby did something that you didn't like. And you did what you did. Now karma's at your door.
Do you think Big U is a real threat to the community right now?
Of course.
There's support that
women everywhere choosing Abby X, the new tummy tuck alternative. I got the tummy tuck result.
there's a lot there.
Of course he is, because if he could do this to my child, what makes you think he couldn't do it to somebody else's child? Or if he haven't done it to nobody else's child? Or if he don't have anybody child right now and threatened because of what he said to them or what he does to them. So, of course, he's a threat. Of course, no doubt.
With all the coming to light, are you worried for your family's safety?
Most definitely. I've been worried for my kids' safety since day one, since this happened. I shouldn't have to be a parent within fear of my child, my kid's life when I trust you and you take that away from me.
Is there a message that you want to send to Big U?
Why? Any other time you would have called me. Still right now today, I still haven't heard from you. Nothing. Just like they say, that big old N, you have it on your chest now, and it stands for nothing. That's what you want. And my book with nothing. Can I forgive you? I tried. I tried to pray on it. I tried to ask the Lord above me to help me to forgive you. And deep down, my Heavenly Father upstairs know who I am. If nobody else knows. I tried. And I cannot do it. I cannot give
from the family. And rest in peace and condolences to that young man. But I want to make sure y'all get caught up in what allegedly took place from what we have from the federal government. This is the paperwork.
As a sneak diss towards Big U, as he wasn't mentioned specifically. However, the Instagram post that included this song, eerily, was the only one on his page that Big U had liked publicly. It's highly possible.
All right, we're going to put, oh no, we're going to end with Mr. Kody. Oh no, we got to talk. This is my man here. Come on now, so we...
Do you have any idea how many people you've killed? No. I don't. No.
Monster did an interview, and he said that he brought somebody's arm. He brought somebody's arm back to beating. That was Jay Blake's arm.
You mean to tell me that story is real?
Yeah, that was Jay's arm. It was real. He did bring an arm back. They chopped him up and put him in front of Jefferson High School.
And a lot of homies said a lot of treacherous things about him. They were scared of him, homie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Few of the big homies. I mean, men ain't supposed to be scared of men, but they was afraid of him.
Big U's reputation already spoke volumes, but after the indictment against him, it became even more obvious to people just how much of a terror he really was. Some folks even started calling him the Blue Knight of A, known for intimidating people, extorting them, and allegedly going as far as murdering anyone who got in his way.
They do say that part of the investigation involves the murder of another young rapper back in Las Vegas. That the murder was over, are you ready for this? A diss. That he had written something in a song supposedly talking...
The name?
Yeah.
Because America produced me. But the name came
we chased him, beat him, and stomped him and disfigured him. And the pigs, police, were saying that whoever did this to this cat was a monster.
That's why a lot of people believe Big U wouldn't have been able to stand next to Kody, let alone rise up the way
He wouldn't
In
have.
fact, some say Big U and his people might not have existed the way they do now, especially since one of the main sets Kody went hard against were the Rollin' 60s. During that brutal war, Trey Gangster Crips and the Rollin' 60s.
Do you have any idea how many people you've killed?
No. No, I don't even know.
But you remember doing it.
No doubt about it. I was engaged before the rules of engagement. Kill be killed.
Monster Kody was about 3 years ahead of Big U. By the time Big U was really making moves and becoming a major figure, Kody was already out of the streets and no longer active with the 8 Treys. Even Big U himself admitted that things would have been way more intense if Kody was still active, and he even said that Kody was one of his inspirations.
Man, if he could have stayed straight, he'd have been a mark. I look up to him. I got a lot of respect for him.
They're locked into here, so let's dive in. Born in 1963, Kody grew up in an environment that was anything but nurturing. His father, Ernest, was abusive, frequently beating him, while his mother, Birdie, was distant and neglectful. The family dynamic was chaotic, and by the time his parents divorced in 1970, it was clear that Kody was already on a troubled path. Things only escalated further when, in 1972, his mother moved him to South Central Los Angeles, a neighborhood that, at the time, was quickly becoming a battleground for gang activity. It wasn't long before Kody found himself drawn to that world. One of his nicknames, Stanley Tookie Williams, a man of the co-founders of the Briccs. Tookie took Kody under his wing, introducing him to gang culture. Kody would spend hours at Tookie's house watching older gang members lift weights, smoke PCP, and talk about the street life. To a kid with no real parental guidance, this was his version of education. He was soaking it all in, fascinated by the power and respect that these demanded.
And at
Yeah.
that age, it's very easy to feel powerless because a lot of us are powerless. So we join gangs, as I did, for the power. I'm gonna say, this is my positive.
Years later, Tookie would reflect on this period in his memoir, Blue Rage, Blacc Redemption, expressing regret for exposing Kody to the gang lifestyle so early. But by then, the damage was already done. Kody was all in. By 1975, a new Crip faction called the 8 Trey Gangsters had formed in Kody's neighborhood, and he wasted no time joining up. He had just graduated from 6th grade, but instead of worrying about school, he was already making a name for himself in the streets.
Yeah, I don't think Big U could stand against Monster Kody. Like, share, and subscribe.